Danielle, thank you for being with us. So we have these cases in Kentucky most recently, and then, of course, Kate Cox's case in Texas. And I think most folks would agree they fit this standard definition of an emergency. But you argue that every desire for an abortion, every need for an abortion should be considered an emergency. Tell us why that is.
Well, I think for the person who's pregnant when they don't want to be, when they can't afford to expand their family or start a family, it is an emergency. We have plans for our lives. I had a plan for my life when I was unexpectedly pregnant and needed an abortion. And those plans are put in jeopardy by our government. When they force you to stay pregnant when you don't want to be, your present and your future is at risk. And that is an emergency to the person who needs that care.
And you've spoken movingly about your own experience with abortion. Tell us how that impacts how you see this.
It influences everything about my life. I'm a mother of two. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. They exist because I was able to have an abortion when I wasn't really ready to be a parent. My healthy relationship of 10 years to my husband, it is existing now because I was able to have an abortion. My present and my future to watch my children, it's because of an abortion. That's true of everybody who has, again, that experience of finding out they're pregnant and not wanting to be pregnant. Pregnancy is complicated. Parenthood is complicated. I don't have to tell you how demanding and challenging it is to be a parent, also how wonderful it is. But it is a choice. It should remain a choice, not a mandate by the government.
Of course, on the other side of this, you have Republican GOP candidates that have really turned up the rhetoric in some cases. But I want to just play you something that presidential candidate Nikki Haley said this morning about the Kate Cox case.
Well, the court had to follow the law. The law said that she couldn't have the abortion. Now it's up to the legislature in Texas to say, how do we make sure there are no more Kates that go through that?
What do you make of politicians and judges having the final say instead of women themselves when it comes to something so personal?
It's a human rights violation. Bottom line, it is a human rights violation, and every major medical community says that. It is a human rights violation, and it's happening day in and day out. For every Kate Cox that we hear about, there are thousands that we don't. People who are forced to travel out of state, people who are forced to obtain medication abortion outside the confines of the law, people who are whispering their stories to their loved ones, to their partners, to their friends, to their family members, and to their doctors, unfortunately. And now we've put doctors in this impossible position where they are risking their livelihoods, their futures, the futures of their families in order to care for these people. It's a human rights violation, point blank, period. And Republicans actually know that. They know that this is a losing issue. They're doubling down because there is a small but very loud minority in this country who would like to see the government control pregnant people's bodies. But they know that this is wrong, and that's what makes this so egregious.
Well, to that point about Republicans realizing that they could be in some political trouble here, it's been fascinating to watch folks like Ted Cruz say, call my press office when asked about Kate Cox's case. What do you make of that?
I find it hilarious that they don't like to be forced to answer questions, but they want to force people to carry pregnancies. And that's what this is. They're uncomfortable that someone's trying to make them answer a question. Well, I would love to see Ted Cruz, how comfortable he is if someone's trying to make him carry a pregnancy for 40 or so weeks. So it's the hypocrisy is real. It's been widely known. Republicans, just like Democrats, just like anyone else, they get abortions, they pay for abortions. So yeah, it's just it's hypocrisy, and it's pregnant people, unfortunately, that are bearing the brunt of that hypocrisy.